what I was saying, I think the biggest lie that's being told today is that our government is malfeasant.
Yes.
That's a lie. Listen, we know malfeasant governments,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
That's
yes.
not ours.
They
Our
look
government is
different.
simply our government is simply not good enough. And the problem that I have is this lie about malfeasance at this moment when we most need to get our act together to serve the American people.
Right. And
And
you know, and it malfeasant is the nice way
right.
of saying it. Others say, you know, corrupt and evil.
Yeah, but whatever is that in that statement and in that lie, we will lose the opportunity to do the hard work that needs to be done to make it good enough.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And that's
and
that's what's
nor
horrible about it.
and we won't attract the people
Right,
that we need
right,
to help us make it better.
right. Like I have my 5 reasons that I'm optimistic, and one of them is that our government is not malfeasant. It's just simply not good enough. The problem is you do need to, there is a craft to it. There's a craft to government. I mean, I love America. I love competition and capitalism. I love if you have a better mousetrap and you work really hard, you can make gazillions of dollars. I mean, I just love this about it. But that is in some ways a much, much simpler job than government that is huge, and it has to be transparent, repeatable, and fair. And just your decision-making process is just so very different. So whether malfeasant or just not good enough, we need to make changes. But it would be best if you brought people in who had some chance of being able to do that.
Yes.
Right. It's like we have this opening just by circumstance and by change in administration. My worry is that we'll squander the opportunity.
So what are the 5 reasons you're optimistic?
Well, one, I think we already said we know our system is the one that works. This magic of democracy and capitalism is really quite remarkable. And
2 great levers.
Yeah, it has. And, you know, especially when they're kind of countervailing forces kind of pushing each other. So that's one. The second is my experience, I'm old and I've traveled a lot, is that most people are good and want the same things. You know,
I have a formulation for that I'd like you to respond to, react to, is I agree most people are basically good, but feckless. And if I understand feckless is that they don't know what the right thing to do is, as I'm using. I mean, they want to do the right thing, that's their motivation.
Yeah.
But they lack feck. I have to look that up. They get confused about what the right thing to do is.
I think that's right. And I think, you know, to get to my kind of my bottom line of my 5 things is, I believe that all we have to do is step into the moment, start doing the right things, start having the right conversations, that people will choose it if they get it as a choice. I remember
Yes.
I had when I was a young intelligence officer, I had a seminal moment. I went up to the Harvard school, and there was a class on policy and intelligence. And one of the exercises was we recreated the decision of McNamara's decision to commit more troops to Vietnam in 1968. And we know the answer, right?
Right.
And yet we played it out with the data they had, and we made the same decision to commit troops. And I took away from that, all we had were 2 decisions on the table. Both of them were bad. And I have learned since then that if all you have are bad decisions, you need to work harder to have another decision. And I think that's one of the things that for the American people that would choose it if they could is we need to put a different alternative. We need to start having conversations that are worthy. I think we need to start having them at the local level. I think that's where we still have trust. I'm not sure we can start from the top down anymore. I think we have to start in communities.
I agree.
Start convincing people that their local representatives matter, start having conversations more to understand rather than to choose A or B. But I believe that is available in part because the all people are good. What I worry about is the fecklessness, and worse than lack of feck is lack of hope.
Yes.
Yes.
That's one of my
Nice.
favorite questions. Are you still hopeful?